Thomas dishes to AI. Back to Thomas. The shot. The top of the key jumper is on the mark.
You don't want to leave guys free when Thomas has the ball. He's really good at finding the open man. Solid possession there.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. Puts it up from 12. Millsap grabs the miss. Denver's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Here's AI. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got 3 assists in the game. There's 49 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Ogden against Murray. A fadeaway. That misses off the backboard. Looking at the last game for the Bucks, it was a loss to the Clippers in Los Angeles.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Yeah, I suppose that's right, but it still was heartbreaking. I mean, you hate to lose in OT. No matter how hard you played, you want to come out on top if you're going to play those extra minutes.
Jokic kicks to AI from 12 feet out. Over onto Antetokounmpo. Millsap misses. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Basket, good. Antetokounmpo's got 9.
Like that creativity down in the paint. Antetokounmpo showing you how crafty he can be scoring from there.
Back right after this. Already a superstar. Antetokounmpo talked about how much.
I'm just trying to focus on the.
Substitution here for Denver. Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Plumlee. AI comes in for Porter. Martin's checked in for Jamal Murray. And Harris subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Milwaukee also making some changes. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Tony Snell. And Eric Bledsoe subbed in for Pat Connaughton. They've got AI. Harris is out there with Will Barton. Then it's Trey Lyles. And it's Hernangomez in at the 4 slot. That's the group on the 4 for Denver. Antetokounmpo finds Bledsoe. And he gets the bucket. Bledsoe's got the lead up to 3 now for Milwaukee. And the Bucks back in 2001, advancing to the conference finals in the subsequent 17 seasons, Clark. They've yet to win a playoff series. Is this the year?
Well, when you have a top 5 caliber player in Giannis Antetokounmpo, expectations rise, and you do have a better chance to advance in the playoffs. Earning a top seed, though, I think is important because that gives you home court advantage, which we know is helpful.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. The shot comes out, and it's Denver the other way. This game against Milwaukee here, it's their first look at the Bucks.
And their series last year was a bit of a comparison between the two conferences. Both were in the middle of the pack.
Well, you said it. I mean, often it's the teams that are in the middle of the pack in their conference which more accurately show the conference's strength than a team at the top or the bottom. At least that's how I like to look at it.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
They've also gotten into a nice rhythm from the three-point line early on tonight.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Jokic has checked in for Lyles. Millsap comes in for Hernangomez. And Thomas subbed in for Will Barton. Back to AI. It's Solomon to Antetokounmpo. Bledsoe against Thomas. Here's Middleton. Good defense by Jokic.
Boy, incredible effort on defense. Refusing to give him an uncontested layup. Nothing easy.
Millsap has the open look. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
And, you know, it's obvious why Antetokounmpo is an MVP candidate. I mean, he's a ferocious player, great competitive spirit, tremendous work ethic, and highly skilled. He wants to dominate.
And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Murray's checked in for Harris. Bucks leading by 5. And so Antetokounmpo looking over it. knocked away. From deep three-point range, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. Thanks, David, and we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the... And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a substitution here for Denver. Plumlee is checked in for Jokic. Lyle comes in for Paul Millsap. AI is checked in for Barton. And Thomas subbed in for Gary Harris. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Up front you have Ilyasova and Henson. Then there's Tony Snell. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Connaughton in at the shooting guard. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That is his first foul of the game. .151 left in the third. And here is Dellavedova. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Yep, that one goes.
Boy, you look at Mike Budenholzer, and he's moved into a nice situation this offseason. Atlanta in rebuild mode, and the Milwaukee Bucks heading in the other direction. One of the best teams in the East. That's a good landing spot for Budenholzer.
And AI gets it to go.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
1:19 left to play here in the third. Dellavedova kicks to Snell. Henson the pass to Dellavedova. Here's Snell. He's guarded by AI. It's stolen by Lyles. Thomas dishes to AI. Another shot. Murray the pass to Plumlee. Doesn't get it to drop for him. The Bucks go the other way with it. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. There's the pass to Connaughton. Fires from 18. That's short off the rim.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
AI outside. Passes it to Lyles. Outside for Thomas. Clock at 6. And that one is good. That's 10 points for AI.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Out to the right wing. Ilyasova with the ball. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And the length of Ilyasova really a problem for defenders. Very tough to keep from fouling him when he's looking to score.
And he makes the first, but misses the second. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. We've got Murray. Also Isaiah Thomas out there. Trey Lyles out there with AI. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 4. That's the group on the floor for Denver.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Poked loose. Here's AI. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
For the Nuggets, Jokic has checked in for Trey Lyles. Millsap comes in for Hernan Gomez. And Barton subbed in for Murray. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Henson. Antetokounmpo comes in for Ilyasova. So the Nuggets win it. It was a fantastic goal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get up with it sometime. Give me a quarter of my house, get out with to say. Just, you know.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. And tonight, it'll be the Houston Rockets going up against the Denver Nuggets at Pepsi Center. The Nuggets come into this one after the win against Milwaukee. In comparison to where they were record-wise at this point last season, it seems they've taken a step backwards. They're trying to make up that ground.
Just a reminder, folks, to make certain to be here for our figurine giveaway. Come to the game and get a figurine of your favorite mascot. Nuggets fans.
The Nuggets have a Western, and we've got...
Well, thanks.
David, thank you for that. From all accounts, he was a solid member of that Shanghai team.
Yeah, and for undrafted players, there are now a handful of options to get into the NBA.
There's a look for Denver. AI comes in for Barton. And Thomas subbed in for Gary Harris. Nene, he's checked in for Houston. Gordon comes in for P.J. Tucker. And so in the game for the Rockets, the engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. Nene is out there with Anthony, and it's Gordon in at the 3 spot. Millsap buries it down low. Millsap's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Nailed from three-point land. And it's 6 points for Chris Paul.
We've talked about the increase in Paul's range over the years. I mean, he couldn't be more confident in his shot right now.
A nice shot by AI.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Rockets trail by 5. Harden outside. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played.
The D a little slow to get in his face. They're fortunate it didn't cost them.
Inside. Here's AI. Tips it up. Goes up with it again. And Millsap with the layup. Millsap's got 6.
And getting after it on the offensive glass and adding to that early total with the putback.
Wow, he's coming out with a lot of energy tonight. He's looking strong.
That shot wide open. 9 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
To the paint. Deflects the pass. Outside Thomas. Dishes it to AI. Shot clock at 6. And he makes that one. 8 points for him.
Now, this first quarter couldn't be going much better for him. 4 for 5 from the field to get things cracking.
Harden kicks to Paul. Harden outside. Puts up a 3. And another 3 for Houston.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for Denver. 3-point lead. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bet. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Nuggets lead by 5. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return.
The steals thing is just something that I've always had a knack for.
You hear about Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. So for the Rockets. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's AI. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Rockets leading by 7. As you talk about IQ for the game, skill and competitive desire, few can rival Chris Paul.
Well, his buddies LeBron and Wade tease him about having a Napoleon complex. For whatever the reason, his motivation and perfection is impossible to mistake.
Taking a look at the Rockets, Melo and Tucker are the forwards. Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. And it's Chris in at the center. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to be on Jokic.
Exceptional instincts from the clever guard, Paul. I mean, reading the D, making the right pass.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Millsap's checked in. 1:36 left to play here in the second quarter. Barton against Paul. Puts it up from 17. Jokic grabs the miss. The Nuggets trail by 5. Here's AI. Chris with the rebound.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense.
The drive by Paul. Here's Tucker, 6 to shoot. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists now in this one. Barton kicks to Harris. 43 seconds left in the first half. AI outside, takes the 13-footer, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Anthony with it, now guarded by Barton. The feed to Tucker. Over AI. And again, the Rockets good for 2. Denver shooting 47%, pretty solid. Barton passes to AI. Rebounded by Tucker. Tucker's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Steps back and shoots. And so that's the end of the first half. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Substitution here for Denver. Trey Lyles checked in for Jokic. Hernan Gomez comes in for Paul Millsap. AI is checked in for Barton. And Thomas subbed in for Harris. We've got Isaiah Thomas. Also Jamal Murray out there. AI is out there with Lyles. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 4. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. AI kicks to Hernan Gomez. Here's AI. They get it back. Thomas finds Hernan Gomez. To the middle, taken away by Nene. Now here's Green. He's guarded by AI. Poked away. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. AI's got his second basket.
Such a fantastic decision maker. Thomas, he's adept at making the right pass at the right time.
Eric Gordon, the 2017 Sixth Man of the Year award winner. I mean, he has found a home and just been tremendously productive with the Rockets.
Chris Paul, he's checked in for Knight. Paul kicks to Ennis. And AI comes to help. Shoots a fader. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Ennis has got his first bucket of the night. Passes to Hernan Gomez. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. AI. No good that time. Great D that time from Green. Pass to Gordon. And he uses the glass on the layup. Gordon's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Fearlessness. Gordon using his strength to get off a good quality look inside.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Thomas passes to AI. And he banks in the layup. AI's got his third basket of the night right there.
You can't pass up a shot from such short range.
Gordon finds Green. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And both free throws good for Green. 11 seconds left to play in the third. Murray right side. Knocks down the three ball. Murray's got 7.
You got to feel comfortable when Murray is working the pick and roll. His shooting, speed, and passing all are next level.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Taking a look at the Rockets. Gordon is at the 2 with Green playing the 3. E.J. Tucker is out there with Chris, and it's Paul in at the point. Well, in recent years, C-Web players have flirted with quadruple doubles, but they're just so elusive. I mean, you've got to do a lot to get those kind of numbers.
Now think about it. Embiid and Westbrook have both come close. So Westbrook comes close to anything with a double at the end of it. Draymond Green, he missed once on points. So, you know, it's so hard to do. I just remember that Akeem the Dream Olajuwon did it, but you think about it, you're exerting so much energy, communication, and passion in that game. That's why it's so tough to do. And by the way, players are really good. So how are you going to get those 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 10 blocks?
Right, yeah.
Or whatever else you can get along with points. But, yeah, so elusive, yeah.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Yep, it counts. 16 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And the vision of Paul is just extraordinary. An expert at finding passing lanes off the screen.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
I mean, you look at Chris Paul. He didn't play in the last 2 All-Star games, but he's a top 15 player in this league.
Quarters. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Well, look, I love how Harden does a little bit of everything. Aggressive scorer, solid rebounder, superb passer, and he's also improving on the defensive end.
AI outside. No good. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road.